So, my name is Carly, and I literally grew up a kid in the candy store. My mom owned Dell's Popcorn Shop in Decatur, Illinois for 32 years. She bought the popcorn shop when she was 20, and she ran it until she was 52, just a few years ago. And, you know, holidays are really about spending time with family and traditions and, like, making the cookies and the turkeys and the pumpkins and, you know, all those things. But in my family, we didn't have time for that, because the holidays, that's when we sold all the stuff to make all the money. So, you know, starting September 1st, it was time for Halloween. And actually, if you weren't starting on Halloween July 1st, then you were already behind schedule. So, you know, starting in July, I was getting ready for Halloween, and then September 1st through October 31st was making caramel apples. And that would be, you know, a team of 1 to 4 people every day making between 1,000 and 2,000 caramel apples a day. So, you know, in a season it'd be 60,000, 80,000 caramel apples made in a store that is smaller than this room. And all ran by my mom, who is a crazy lady. And then, you know, for Thanksgiving, you know, everyone always waits until it's fall or winter to buy all the candy. So it's just, you know, boxes and boxes and truckloads of candy. And you know, my mom would wake up at 4 in the morning, and you know, my grandma would come over and stay with me. And so you know, holiday season, I never saw my mom. She was always off working, and we spent a lot of time together in the spring and the summer. And so, you know, for me, it was like Thanksgiving, that's when mom is sick and she's not around, and she's at work all the time, working, you know, sometimes 18-hour days. And you know, for Christmas, you know, for caramel apple season, it would be like 5 gigantic trucks that would come from southern Illinois with, you know, bushels and bushels of millions of bushels of apples that would get stored in coolers, and then, you know, brought by truck to the popcorn shop to be turned into caramel apples. And you know, it would be, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars of tins of popcorn tins that all the popcorn would go into, and they would make, you know, 10,000 bags of popcorn for these major businesses, and you know, Firestone and ADM and all these companies that have headquarters in the town that we lived in. And so we didn't really do like the Christmas shopping and the caroling and the lights and the trees and, you know, like all this stuff that people do. So for me, Christmas was, you know, mom gets sick, and then she's really tired for a long time, and that's what Christmas was. That's what Christmas was. And so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents though, and you know, had a lot of fun with them. But you know, she sold the popcorn store a couple of years ago, and you know, she was really, you know, glad to be able to do something else and to not be so stressed out all the time. But she said to me, you know, a couple of years ago, she said, you know, I'm just so sad that we didn't have the time to do all of those things. You know, I never got to teach you the things that my grandmother taught me about, you know, which Christmas cookies and the way that you put the fork on the snickerdoodle, you know, to make the lines, because you have to do the sugar this way and the cinnamon that way, and you know, those kinds of things. And you know, I went to see her. So she sold the popcorn store and she moved to Florida, and she's working in a grocery store now. And it's totally weird, because my whole life I was the daughter of Luann Jacobs, the popcorn lady, and like everyone knew who she was, and everyone knew that she was the popcorn lady. And now she's she's kind of a nobody working in a grocery store, but she's still the popcorn lady to me. But so it was really weird when I went down there for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, and she didn't know what to do with herself, because she didn't have all the work to do, and she can't sit still. And so she's, you know, sort of pacing around and doesn't know what to do, and is like feeling bad that we don't know how to do the snickerdoodles and the things like that. And so I'm like, Mom, just relax. And so I put on some Amanda Palmer, and we got depressed about family and things like that. And so that's just how we do. And but you know, it's never been the same since she got rid of the popcorn store. But the thing that is kind of exciting is that just this weekend I got a text message from her with a picture of the new popcorn truck that she just bought from the 1940s, and so she's now the popcorn lady.